Very good morning, Munandal gathered here. I am very happy to invite Dr. Venkatesh Karthikeyan. He is a postgraduate student in AIIMS Patna doing community medicine post-graduation, and he is the General Secretary of JDN Tamil Nadu and National Standing Committee member of IMA and IMA National Awardee for Best Medical Student, Best Medical Resident and Best Young Doctor Award. He is graduated from Vellamal Medical College, Madurai. Welcome you for the session, Venkatesh.
Thank you. Very good morning, everyone. I'm here with you today to orient you about various career options post MBBS. First of all, I would like to thank the management of Srinivasan Medical College for inviting me to talk on this topic, and I thank my faculty, Dr. Rekha ma'am, for providing me this great opportunity. And as ma'am already introduced, I'm Dr. Venkatesh Karthikeyan. I'm a final year community and family medicine postgraduate from AIIMS Patna. And despite all this, I'm a proud student of Dr. Rekha ma'am. Ma'am was my physiology faculty at Vellamal Medical College before a few years. Thank you. I'm a part-time YouTuber as well. I have over 400 videos useful for MBBS students and young doctors. And I do have a Telegram channel where I constantly try to have an academic discussion about community medicine. And this group has more than 3,000 members. And you might be wondering, why am I here? You are a postgraduate at AIIMS in a different part of the country. But why are you here? We are just first year MBBS. We just entered MBBS. Why do we need to have such sessions that too early in the morning? I'm here because of the wide vision and your management and your HOD ma'am has to orient you guys right from the first year itself. I think it is a very noble initiative, and I'm rather jealous that I did not have such an opportunity during my first year MBBS. So I think this initiative by your management and ma'am is going to help you to see things with a different lens, which is going to be highly beneficial to you. So let us get straight into the topic now. So what are the different career options after MBBS? So the most common option which people prefer after MBBS is taking a post-graduation seat, and the commonly preferred pathway for doing it is the NEETPG examination. NEETPG is nothing but it is a national, it is an exam which is similar to your NEET UG. So it's more or less like your NEET UG, but here you'll be having MCQs, and the mark which you are going to get here will determine which branch and which college and which degree you are going to take in future. I think for people like you, especially those who have joined MBBS recently, this NEETPG might be very well replaced by next examination, but more or less the concept is going to remain the same. So for doing any PG, NEET is the mandatory step in order to get into that path. So this will mostly help you to get admission in the degrees like MD or MS or MCH. Like we have direct MCH after MBBS, like 6 years course for pediatric surgery, neurosurgery and all is there. Or even the DNB degree, for all of it, the pathway, the single pathway is the NEET-PG examination. What is the difference between MD or MS versus DNB? There is practically there is no great difference, but the key differentiating point is that MD or MS PGs, they have a greater teaching experience when compared to DNB people, and the passing rate is a bit higher when it comes to MD or MS examination. And what are the different branches which are available you can do? So this looks like a long list, like you have anesthesia, biochemistry, anatomy, dermatology, community medicine, forensic, emergency medicine, general medicine, microbiology, pediatrics, pathology, pharmacology, physiology, PMR, physical medical medicine and rehabilitation, psychiatry, radiology, ENT, surgery, obstetrics and gynecology, ophthalmology, orthopedics, and lot other courses. So this is not an exhaustive list. This is not a comprehensive list, but I have tried to compile the key things, key branches which are commonly preferred after. And there are very few degrees which are offered exclusively by some colleges. Like the degree which I am doing is a community and family medicine degree, which is offered only at AIIMS. So these are the way. There are a lot of postgraduate options post your MBBS. So right from your first year, you need to actively keep an eye on various branches. You need to know, you need to be aware that such branches exist, and whenever you're posted in those branches, whenever you are learning those subjects, you should be actively trying to analyze the pros and cons, and what you feel and experience about the subject. You need to try to document it. Not only knowing it or being conscious about it is important, but you need to try to document it whenever you're trying, whenever you're having a encounter with the subject, because your perception about the subject will keep on changing with time. And when you have it documented, then it will be very comfortable for you to choose which branch would be the apt one for you at the end of MBBS. So there are a lot of YouTube videos available by different toppers, different NEETPG toppers, which I used to watch constantly before getting into PG. So I would also urge you to watch such videos by various toppers given in interviews given on YouTube, because again it is going to add more perspective about how you see things, and how things work. Plus also which branch to choose also, and how to prepare for it also. For both of this, you need to have an eye on the interviews which are available in the YouTube. So during my PG preparation, I used to every single day I used to watch at least one video given by a topper. So there are hundreds of strategies available for preparing, but which one suits you the best, you need to experiment by yourself and do. And experimenting would take a lot of time, and when you are trying, when you are getting this perspective, or when you are trying to see things in the view of PG preparation at the end of your MBBS, then it will be very challenging, and the amount of time you have is very limited. Whereas from right now, if you are able to just have that dimension in your mind, it will be very helpful for you. You might be thinking, இப்போ தான் ஃபஸ்ட் இயரே வந்து சேர்ந்துருக்கோம், அதுக்கு முன்னாடியே இவ்வளோ பேசுகிறீங்க பிஜி ப்ரிப்ரேஷன் பற்றி, நான் இப்போவே ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணி ஆகணுமான்னு கேட்டால், that is totally upon you. It is completely upon your convenience, but you should be at least oriented and know how things work, how other college people think. Like there is a lot of difference between a student studying in state college versus a MBBS student studying in central institute. The orientation is completely different, and how to bridge this gap? You can bridge this gap by interacting with friends who are in other colleges, and by watching the interviews of people who have cleared MBBS, who have cleared the PGs, so that you'll be able to try to adopt those strategies which they followed, and you can experiment with it. And when you are starting to experiment with those strategies right from first year, you will have enough time, and you will be able to find which strategy is more suitable for you. And we saw the NEETPG route. So the next route is the INICET route. INICET is nothing but an examination just like NEETPG, but this is an examination only for the institutes of national importance, like the AIIMS, PGI, NIMANS and JIPMER. And it is more or less like NEET, but it is more competitive because these are premier institutes where the patient care quality will be good, and you'll have better facilities, and even the pay scale will be better. So coming to exam wise, it is more or less again related, more or less equal to NEET only, but this will be more clinical question, where each question will be 4-5 lines, and you need to have a better analytical mindset if you need to crack this INICET examination. Similarly, your exposure will be better if you enter into institutes of national importance, like I said, JIPMER, PGI, NIMANS and AIIMS. So before my batch, we used to have separate examinations for INICE, that is the Institutes of National Importance, but now it is getting integrated. So for all the central institutes, it's INICET, and for the other institutes, it is the NEETPG examination. So very well, in the next few years, this might even be merged together, where we will have a single examination for getting into PG, be it the state college or be it the central institute. And actually it is a very good thing, because you need not before actually ours is the first batch who had INICET examination. Before that, my seniors used to put application to different central institutes separately, follow them, then travel extensively. They used to travel to different states to write the examination. So all these administrative issues were there, but all are cut down with the help of INICET examination. And probably by your time, NEET would be next exam would be the single entry window for getting into PG. So next common option. Not everyone will be able to get into NEET PG or INICET immediately after MBBS due to various reasons, be they family reasons, personal reasons, financial reasons, or some people might not be even interested for joining in PG immediately after MBBS. So for people like those, the very common option is to have a general practice. So very well after MBBS, you can set up general practice in tier 3 cities and rural areas. You are legally allowed to do so, and you can have a fairly good practice in your locality after MBBS. And how much you are going to succeed is based on your expertise and level of patient care. More importantly, the communication skills you possess. The scope again differs based on the location where you set up clinic. If you are setting up in Chennai versus if you are setting one in your rural area, then the chances of getting being successful is better when you are setting up a clinic in remote village, especially after MBBS. If it is not that after MBBS you should definitely take PG seat immediately. I took immediately, but I always wished I had worked for some time as a general practitioner or in some hospital, but situations didn't favor, especially because it was the time of COVID. Even few of my friends are practicing directly after MBBS, and they are doing decently well. So you may consider setting up your own practice post MBBS and serve the community. This will definitely give you a lot of confidence in managing patients. Again, as I said earlier, this depends upon your family situation and your financial situation. So so we have seen the different scopes like getting into MD or MS or DNB MCH, getting into general practice. So what are the other scopes after MBBS? Like you may prepare for foreign examinations like that of PLAB. PLAB is the exam which is going to help you enter into the medical system of the United Kingdom. Another pathway apart from PLAB is MRCP or MRCS. The PLAB route is mainly for those who did MBBS in India, and if they want training in UK, they can prepare for the PLAB. It has basically three parts. The first part is the IELTS or OET examination, which is basically to test your English competency. Here you will be tested on various competencies of your language like speaking, reading, listening, and writing. After IELTS, your next step will be PLAB 1, which is again an MCQ exam for which you can appear from India itself. And step 2 will be a clinical examination like OSCE, for which you will be needing to go to the UK. So after PLAB also, you can join as a junior doctor in the United Kingdom, and you'll have a very good earnings and a very good work-life balance. If you're someone looking for good work-life balance, better work culture, and a better pay, you may consider exploring the PLAB option right from now itself. In my understanding, UK is a welfare state where the government takes care of all the healthcare expenses of the citizens. So you'll be able to give the best patient care without any restrictions due to finances. Like in our country, if we see, you cannot follow the guidelines just like as it is in your book due to resource constraints. Whereas if you are practicing or if you are studying in UK, then you may directly follow whatever guideline is that, irrespective of worrying about, without worrying about the finances that the patient need to undergo, because it will be taken care by the government. So you can start exploring about this fanciful and rewarding option from now onwards. Even few of my juniors and friends have gotten into NHS recently. So if anyone of you is interested, I can connect you with them as well. And I have a few people who cleared PLAB and who are consultants, senior consultants there. I've just had an interaction with them, and posted the recording in the channel. You may have a look at these videos in the channel when time permits. Again, there are many such free resources on the internet and YouTube which will guide you extensively. One such channel is called the Road to UK, ROAD, Road to UK, which I used to closely follow. There are several Facebook and Telegram groups as well, both for NEETPG and for PLAB and USMLE examinations. You may actively search for it and join in such groups so that you get oriented better. The next option post MBBS is the USMLE. It is mainly a licensing exam to get into US as a doctor. This is more or less similar to PLAB, but comparatively it is tougher, it is more expensive, and to clear the exam, it is more expensive also to get into US, and it is difficult also to clear the examination. However, USMLE is more rewarding despite it is more difficult. The training also will be very intense unlike PLAB, and the work-life balance will not be as good as that of PLAB. You can observe that in central institutes like AIIMS, many students start preparing for USMLE and PLAB right from first or second year itself. So you may also consider yourself getting oriented towards it from now on. You might not. I'm not urging you to prepare for NEET. I'm not urging you to prepare for USMLE or PLAB. But I want all of you to know that such opportunities exist, and if it interests you, you should be feeling free to reach out to people who have traveled in the direction, and watch the interviews, watch the guidance videos which are available over the internet. So what is the next option? Next option is to join the Armed Force Medical Services. This is nothing but you're going to be a doctor in the army, in simple terms. When you join the army, you know the amount of respect you'll be getting is going to be immense. So basically you are a medical officer in army, and once you enter the Armed Force Medical Services, you'll be having some internal quotas as well, like seats for PGs. You'll be having some internal quotas for PG seats as well, and you will have all the facilities and benefits from the government which all the army people have. Again, a decent lifestyle, but as far as I have heard, the only limitation of being in the army is the flexibility. It is quite challenging in the sense that you might be posted anywhere in any region of the country. Your timings might not be flexible. You may not get leaves whenever you are wanted. But any branch, a career path will come with own pros and cons. There's nothing like a perfect career choice or branch. So armed force is another career option which you may consider after MBBS. The next career option is a job in railways. I don't know few people working in railways. They have a cool and peaceful life, but there are a lot of perks from the central government. Again, the disadvantage is that you can be posted anywhere in any part of the country. If you wish to explore more about this option, you may check the details in the official website of the Indian Railways. The next option, which is not a very common option, but people do opt for it. It is going for the combined medical service examination. It is like working as a doctor in different departments of the government. People usually get attracted to these kind of options since it's a central government job, a good pay, good work-life balance, and more job security is there. So coming to the next option, there are many upcoming fields which can be pursued after MBBS, like the MTech in biomedical engineering. This is an option for people who are interested in tech but have chosen MBBS due to a choice or chance. So if you want to utilize your medical knowledge for the development of new devices for the patients like the prosthesis, you may consider joining these courses as well. These courses can be considered if you are passionate about it, but you should be mindful that you will be competing in the career with those who are without medical background. So that thing you should have at the back of the mind. However, though this is not a very popular option, people who are interested in tech savvy people who are interested in innovation and entrepreneurship, those kind of people might consider this as an option. So next option post MBBS is joining as medical officer in places like Maldives and Dubai. A very rewarding option financially, but career-wise, not much growth can be expected. You may consider such options to meet short-term financial goals or when you are needing a break before choosing a definite career. I know have people who have settled in Maldives post MBBS with a good salary and a good lifestyle. So I would not say that it's a bad option to consider joining in foreign countries as a medical officer. Next upcoming option, which is in the trend, is telemedicine. It has gained a lot of popularity in the last 2 years, especially after the COVID, where doctors consult patient online. So this can be done either part-time as full-time, but most of the doctors do it as a part-time one. There are various platforms like the Practo, where you can tie up with them and provide medical consultations to the patients. Even with your MBBS, you can very well enter the space of teleconsultation, and thanks to COVID, because of which this job opportunity has bloomed in the last few years. So the next career option is to work as a non-academic junior resident in medical colleges and hospitals. It means that you are a junior resident, you are a doctor working in the hospital, but you are not getting any degree, which means you won't be attending or taking classes, but you will be working for the department. For example, if you are a non-acad JR of general medicine in your college, you will be doing all the ward rounds and all, but you will not be attending any classes and you will not be given any degree. So this is again a popular choice for those who are unable to prepare for NEETPG immediately after MBBS. Some people might be requiring a break or stressed up after one or two attempts after NEETPG, and they genuinely require a break. So those kind of people and those who have financial hardships or personal commitments also, they can very well consider the option of non-acad JR, that is joining as a junior doctor in some medical college or private hospitals. Another option post MBBS which you can think about is to get into NGOs like Doctors for You Foundation. Even my friends are doing wonderful job being a doctor at NGOs, They reach out to the needy and disadvantaged people like the tribals and provide the healthcare services. Their pay is on par or a bit higher than a non-acad JR in the hospital, but the amount of exposure they get in the ground level and the level of satisfaction which they get is unmatched, because you'll be making a huge difference in life of those people who doesn't even have access to basic healthcare. So working in NGOs is another career option post MBBS. Next option is working with international organizations like WHO, UNESCO, UNICEF, etc. So working in these international organizations will enable you to travel across the world, get a lot of exposure, and financially also it is extremely very well rewarding. Again, the limitation is that you need to travel extensively and it will be a hectic lifestyle. But if you are getting into senior positions in such organizations like the consultants, then the magnitude of difference you can make in people's life is really huge, and the work-life balance also will be a little bit better. You'll be even in a position, you have the scope that you can even grow up to a position where you're influencing the country's policy as well. So one of my juniors immediately after MBBS joined WHO, and now he's a WHO consultant in Kerala and is doing quite well. He's responsible for few districts of Kerala for a particular national health program, and he's very satisfied with his job. So I wanted to say that if you're getting into such organizations, you'll be needing to work really, really hard, at least in the early phases, but it is definitely rewarding. The next option that is not so popular in the Indian settings particularly is the clinical research. Post MBBS, you may work with pharma companies, work with institutes like ICMR, where you'll be helping in generating evidence and development of new interventions, new vaccines, new medicines, etc. Example, if you take up the example of COVID, where new technologies and vaccines were being developed, you can see you can see even MBBS doctors working for ICMR and WHO, especially at the times of COVID, in the field of research. So this field of medical research is starting to gain momentum recently, especially after that of COVID. So you may consider this option if research is something which fantasizes you, which you are very eager about. Especially if you're not interested in seeing patients, you might consider this option of pursuing research as a career. So in order to stimulate the MBBS students right from the early phases and give an insight to research and to help them get oriented towards research and research methodology better, ICMR has launched a short-term studentship, which will help you to kindle the research interest within you. It's basically a 2-month program for which you can also apply. I'm not sure whether first years can apply, but MBBS students can apply, and you can take up this 2-month short-term studentship. You can take up some simple topics, and you can take help of people like Rekha ma'am and get research done under ICMR STS. So when you do it, you get a stipend of around 50K if I'm not wrong. Along with it, you'll get a certificate and good research experience, which is going to add a lot of value to you and your CV. So I'll sincerely appeal you students to take up the help of ma'am and other faculties and try for this ICMR STS. You can find the details of it in my channel, and another channel which has very good information about ICMR STS is the IAPSM eConnect. So Indian Association of Prevention and Preventive and Social Medicine, they have a YouTube channel, and how to get this ICMR STS grant, all these things are very elaborately discussed in the channel. So you might have a look at this IAPSM eConnect channel as well. So next career option post MBBS is MBA in Hospital Administration and an MBA in Hospital Management. This is gaining a lot of popularity recently. So doing this course will help you get into administrative roles in the hospital like the CEO, Dean, Medical Superintendent, etc. So you will be given responsibility of running a hospital. This is again gaining popularity in the recent times, especially where a lot of corporate hospitals are building up. And I could see few people known to me have taken this option immediately after MBBS, and a lot of them are doing it concurrently along with their PG, and even faculties are interested in doing an MBA in hospital management. So you may consider giving it a thought. So to explain the various career prospects in hospital administration, I had a conversation with the Vice President of Max Group of Hospital. Very insightful discussion we had. You may have a look at that video also if you want to gain a perspective about this hospital administration. Next option post MBBS is pursuing a master's in public health. This is again a warning is that this is not only done by MBBS people, it's also done by other streams as well, like the BDS and physiotherapy people as well. But again, there are a lot of career opportunities post MPH as well. And one of my juniors in from Velamal also has recently joined in Sheffield, England, for pursuing MPH. So especially when you're getting into foreign countries or doing MPH from reputed institutes, then your chances of what is it? Your chances of getting employability is better, and the magnitude of difference you're going to make inside in the community is going to be vast. So MPS is another option which you might consider after MBBS. The next option is that you can also join the state government and serve as a medical officer in primary healthcare facilities. It is quite easy to get a job, and compared to NEETPG examination, it helps you to gain a lot of experience, serve the needy people, and as a medical officer, you'll be gaining some administrative skills as well apart from the clinical skills. Pay scale is somewhat good, and we have an exam called MRB to get into the state government service. And I think today or tomorrow is the MRB exam. So why I'm telling is that you should be trying to keep a track of these exams and these job opportunities as well. So what I used to do is that what I am doing actually is that I'll just create bookmarks of all the relevant websites which has information about the different examination and different job opportunities. So you may also write from now on, if you are doing it, then you will be in a much better position after a few years. So just try to identify what are the different career opportunities, what are the different exams you can give, like the PLAB, USMLE, NEET PG and all. So and try to bookmark those websites and try to visit it at least once in a week, so that you'll be well aware of the different opportunities which you're having. So till you're completing MBBS, you'll be working under direct supervision of someone till internship. And once you get into PhD as a medical officer, you'll be the top official there. You'll be handling everything by yourself, and over a period of time, this is going to boost your confidence in clinical practice massively. Other options are other options include things like medical blogging, YouTubing, and all. Though people are not taking it as a full-time career, many of them do it part-time. And these medical bloggers and YouTubers, they do have a lot of benefit, not of direct financial benefits, but it is going to increase their visibility, which has the potential to improve their clinical practice and bring in more opportunities. And few of them have taken this as a full-time career as well. So working for reputed hospitals and PG preparation platforms like the Marrow and Prep Ladder, and giving them content in terms of designing in terms of framing MCQs, in terms of writing notes for them. So these kind of things also people do after MBBS, because it is going to bring them income also, plus it is directly related to their NEET PG preparation also. So people even do consider this option, because it is both learning experience plus financially also you can sustain. And at this point, I would request all of you to join LinkedIn, at least from now on, if you're not already a user of LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a platform similar to Facebook and Instagram, but it is more for professional networking. So you will be able to feel the pulse of the medical community. You'll be able to understand what are the different job openings available, what are the different things which people do, all this via LinkedIn. So I would strongly urge you should be opening a LinkedIn account very soon, if possible by today. The next option is medical entrepreneurship. So, especially in the field of medical education, there are various platforms like Marrow, eGurukul, Tripladder, DAMS, Unacademy. All of them are working towards medical education. If you take eGurukul, the CEO, Dr. Nachiket Bhatia sir, is a good friend of mine. Sir has initiated this startup immediately post MBBS, and now within a very few years, his company is worth more than 200 crores. So this is the magnitude, this is the scope which is there in the field of medical education, and these platforms basically make our life easy, because before Marrow and Eagle became famous, we used to travel extensively for coaching classes, sit 12 hours straight in the class and take notes. Now all these processes much more simplified because of the advent of these platforms. Like this, if you're able to identify some genuine problem faced by medical students or doctors or the community or the patients, and bring some solutions, and if you have an entrepreneurship mindset, you can combine this with your medical knowledge and enter the space of entrepreneurship as well. And entrepreneurship is not related to medical education alone. There are different branches like telehealth, artificial intelligence, point of care diagnostics. All of these are coming up big time these days. So, so if you want to explore this dimension, you may try to work with some startups post MBBS, or even consider starting one if that area interests you. Again, a risky path, but it has the potential to give huge rewards as well. Another option post MBBS is being a part of health insurance companies like the Star Health Insurance, where you will be scrutinizing the claims and giving the second opinions, sanctioning the claims of the patient, etc. You'll have a decent salary, but you couldn't expect a great career growth. People usually again prefer this kind of options when they are in a transition phase before taking PG, or when they are giving a multiple attempts. They used to work with such insurance companies and prepare simultaneously. Another option is that you can become an author. Again, this I won't say it as a full-time option. It's a part-time career opportunity. I know people who have made revenues which is more than their routine jobs by just authoring books. Okay, you can consider such options also, especially as a part-time career option post MBBS. So you may ask me, I'm just a first year MBBS student. Why are you telling me all this? Again, I'm telling you because even I have seen first year, second year MBBS students who are able to be successful and start a whole business career just by compiling the notes, just by compiling the Q banks of various universities and selling those things. So, and they also document the strategies which they follow. They try to write books on that, and even with that, they're able to make a career path with it. So all these are interesting steps you can do, but again, you should be cautious that the risk of succeed. I mean, the probability of succeeding if you're taking it as a full-time career option is little bit lesser. So you may very well consider it to have as a fun activity, or like a part-time career path, rather than taking it as a full-time. So the next career option is data analysis, which is an area which interests me a lot. Data analysis and data visualization. It is very fanciful, and especially seeing data from the lens of a doctor. It gives a lot of different meaning of what numbers we see. I'm learning few softwares like the Google Data Studio. I teach also. I teach how to use these softwares. I launch courses. I'm learning few other data analytics softwares like SPSS, Jamovi, Tableau, etc. And I find this fun. And this is also directly helping me in my research activities as well. So you may consider health data science and data analytics also as a career if you are interested. For example, how is this going to be helpful? Like if you are seeing 100 patients, and if you are having a particular observation, whether that observation is meaningful or not, whether it is significant or not, it can be given by data analysis knowledge. And how to present the data, how to visualize the things in a beautiful, in a comprehensive, and in a better way. Data visualizations will help you. So you may very well explore this option of data analysis and data visualization because this is gaining momentum in the recent days. Another option is to partner with various startups, especially if you're interested in entrepreneurship. You may work with them for some time and find out whether entrepreneurship is really something which is going to be a career option for you. Again, as I said earlier, content creation for online teaching platforms. So few of my friends do work in platforms like Maro and eGurukul. They frame questions for them, they write notes for them, they help in content curation. Again, and they earn as well as they learn from it. So this can be also considered as an option. But these options which I am saying towards the end are more or less less preferred option, because the scope of career growth if you are choosing these options is not that great. Okay. And there are very some diverse option which is totally unrelated to medicine also. Like one person known to me joined a non-clinical branch just for the sake of doing PG, because he is too much interested and enthusiastic about stock market and trading full time. So there are even people like that. However, we must try our best to do things which are where we are able to apply our medical knowledge directly without getting distracted by these fanciful options that might come in your path. But if you are very much interested and if you are too keen, then there's no one to stop you. Yet another option, but not very famous, is the civil service. So my junior recently, who got 36 medals in MBBS, is now preparing for his UPSC examination. Very surprising, but people do exist like that. So if you are interested in administration, in policy making, and in enjoying the power which an IAS and IPS officer would have, you may definitely consider this option post MBBS. But really challenging and tough path you'll be having because it is again a very competitive exam. So I gave you a broad overview about what are the different career options available, but which one to choose. You need to first ask yourself which is more important to you. Is peace of mind more important? Is money is more important to you? Is work satisfaction important to you? Is power is more important to you, or you want a combination of everything? So you need to answer these questions, and you need to be actively exploring the various career opportunities with these four things at the back of the mind, and try to document it from now on, so that you'll be able to choose what fits for you the best. So I believe that I gave you a fair idea about the various career opportunities post MBBS. You may contact me in any of these platforms. I once again thank Dr. Rekha ma'am and the management of Srinivasan Medical College for giving me this opportunity. I'm ready to take questions if there are any. Thank you so much.